Hi guys, RockinRobin here. You are on RockinRobin's Garage Sale Finds, the YouTube channel that helps resellers, flippers, whatever you want to call it, make more money. And today we are talking about flea markets. I'm going to tell you, so far in 2022, 8 of the hottest selling items that I sell at a flea market. Now, if this is your first time here, we sell on eBay. We've been selling on eBay for over 20 years. We sell on Mercari. We also sell on Poshmark. We sell at the Facebook Marketplace. Almost forgot that one. I always seem to forget one. And we sell at the flea market. We've been selling the flea market, close to 20 years as well. So today we're going to give you 8 items that have been selling hot so far in 2022 at the flea markets. Something maybe you haven't seen before, something that's going to help you make more money. You stay with us. Okay, so number 1, I'm going to say tools. Men like tools. If you've ever seen any of our videos, you might have noticed there's probably more men that shop at flea markets than women. And they always like tools. They like everything from wrenches to small tools, big tools, garden tools, all kinds of tools. When I can, I buy a bucket full of tools. Maybe I can get the bucket for $5 or $10. Maybe there's a lot of tools in there. And I'll sell them $2, $3 a piece. They always like certain tools. And then at the end, whatever I can't sell, I just sell for $1 or something cheap like that. But they always seem to like tools, and even bigger tools. I mean, even like lawnmowers. I mean, you name it. If you ever go into Home Depot, see all those tools, there's so much to choose from. Men love tools, and if you can get tools cheap and sell them to them at a discount, make sure they're working, make sure you know something about them, you're going to make a lot of money if you sell tools. Number 2 is vintage video game systems. Mostly the systems are selling right now. Vintage games are selling as well, like Nintendo and Genesis. But I found that the systems, even if they're PlayStation 1, people are liking to buy the systems. Now, of course, I'm looking for the Nintendo, the Genesis, the older ones. The older, the better. But any kind of systems are selling. Now, be careful on the price. Don't spend too much on the newer ones. But you can check out the older ones, and you can get $50, $60, maybe even more on the older ones, depending on what system it is. So you keep looking out for video game consoles. And if they're video games and they're old, you'll still do well. I'm having a hard time selling PlayStation and some of those, but the Nintendo, Genesis, they're still selling good. Number 3, now I sell a lot of this on eBay, but I noticed that people lately are opening booths and just selling like pharmaceutical stuff, and not just pharmaceutical, but laundry detergents, hand cleaner, vitamins. They're selling all kinds of stuff you can get at the grocery store. Now, a lot of people know how to coupon, and they get a lot of items. It's great if they take them to the flea market. Is that something you can do and get cheap and make a lot of money for? A lot of people are doing that, and I noticed that those booths are really, really busy. I don't really sell that kind of stuff. I sell hand cleaners and stuff, and I can't sell them at the flea market. I sell them on eBay, but there's a lot of booths that only sell that, and they're constantly packed. Number 5 is something I always sell a lot of and always have: vintage toys. I sell a lot of old toys. People love toys, and they love old toys. I also sell a lot of Legos. You know, the Lego systems, always look for them, but look them up on eBay because they might sell for more. But if they're not, or you're not sure if they're complete, the flea market is the way to go. And check and see what their prices are. Try to get them cheap. Don't try to spend more than $5 on some kind of Legos. But if you can't get at least $10 for some Legos, I don't know, something's wrong. And the little figures, people like those too. They're not going for as much as they used to. Don't spend more than $1 a piece buying them. Maybe you can sell them for $4 a piece. There are some rare ones. And if you like the rare Legos, you'll find those too. But vintage toys, maybe even, the old California raisins, or some trolls. There's a lot of old Barbie and G.I. Joes and all kinds of things that they buy. I only know certain things, but I look everything up. So if you look them up on eBay and sell them at the flea market, old vintage toys are always a big seller. The older, the better. All right, now these I always think about selling on eBay, but I've had some that were not as good, and I've sold them at the flea market. Nike sneakers. When I find Nike sneakers, I tend to think, oh, I gotta put them up on eBay. Sometimes I don't know the best kinds of Nikes, and once in a while I get lucky and I put up these Nikes and I get a lot of money for them. Sometimes I don't. So what I'll do is I'll bring them to the flea market, and people want Nikes, they want sneakers, they want them no matter if they're the most expensive or the least expensive. If they're in good condition, buy them. I wouldn't spend more than $5 for them. I'm cheap. $10, maybe 20, if I know 100% I could sell them on eBay for over 100. But if you're just out buying and you don't know what you're buying, don't spend more than $5. But if you can't get at least $10, $15 at a flea market for those, something's wrong, because Nikes are selling. And if you want to look up and sell them for the big price, you might be able to do that. But if you just want to make a quick turnaround, if you buy them for $5, you can ask 20, see what people offer you. Nikes are selling really well, even at the flea market. Off and on, I sell jewelry. And for a while, I sold a lot of jewelry, and then nobody seemed to be interested in jewelry. Right now, I am selling costume jewelry, but I'm selling costume jewelry cheap. Don't go out there and spend a lot of money buying costume jewelry, but if you can get it very cheap and you can sell it for a couple dollars each, you can make some money. What the best thing to do is try to buy a big lot of jewelry, put them in bags or put them in something very nice, and then ask $2 or $3 a piece. Some people ask $5, some people ask $10 if they're really good. But I found if I want to make a lot of money, I sell them as cheap as I can, but as long as I'm making money. I used to go out and buy earrings for 25 cents. I have a ton of earrings that I bought at 25 cents, a ton. And now I sell them for $1 a piece. Not a lot of money, but they're selling. So for flea markets, anytime you get 3 times what you paid for it, you're doing good. If you can get more, get more. Always try to get more. But if you can't, keep lowering it till you get the price you can. So right now I'm selling, and what I'm seeing out there is that a lot of people are buying costume jewelry for cheap prices. So that's a good thing if you want to sell something at the flea market. So lastly, this is kind of something new. It's decorative items. I always say tchotchkes and knickknacks people don't want. Don't be getting clear glass and typical glass. But lately I've been finding things like stars on the wall, ocean items. Maybe it's because I'm near the water, but they have been selling incredible. Anything unusual has been selling. And you know, before I didn't sell a lot of that stuff, but it seems like any kind of decorative thing that is unusual or related to the water, the ocean, people like that theme. Keep an eye on what themes people out there are buying in your area. Maybe you live near John Deere and there's a ton of John Deere items and people love it. You don't know. You can live in Connecticut, where I used to live, and maybe in Connecticut they're looking for more vintagey looking things. Shabby chic, they call it. Maybe that's what they want. Everywhere it's a little bit different. Keep your eyes out. But right now, people seem to have more money and they're looking for decorative stuff. They weren't looking for decorative stuff in the past. They were being cheap and they were buying just appliances and stuff that they needed. And they always need those stuff. So that's great. But now they're spreading out a little bit more and getting not just the typical things that you need in a household. They're getting cute things. So keep your eyes out for decorative things. So those are the 8 items that I found that are selling in 2022 at the flea markets. If you like the things we tell you, please remember to subscribe, because we like that. Give us a big thumbs up. And lastly, hit the bell. So this is RockinRobin. Go out there now. Find something good. Put it up in the flea market next week or whenever you go. Leave me a comment. Tell me you found something good. And then you go make yourself some money. See you soon.